They weren't supposed to open it. The door had been sealed for over 30 years, covered, hidden, almost forgotten. But curiosity won, and the moment they broke it open, something inside changed, because whatever was down there was never meant to be found.
Welcome to the Dark. I'm the Sightless storyteller.
This story takes place in a quiet neighborhood in Ohio. Nothing unusual, just rows of old houses, long driveways, and silence that settles in after sunset. A young couple, Daniel and Rebecca, had just moved in. The house was cheap, too cheap, but they didn't question it. It had space, history, and what they thought was a fresh start. What they didn't know was that the house came with something else, something hidden. It started small. Rebecca noticed it first, a faint sound at night. Not loud, not clear, just something, like a distant thud or a drag across wood. Daniel brushed it off. Old houses make noise, he said. And maybe he was right. But then came the second thing, the floor in the hallway. One section felt hollow. Every time they walked over it, the sound changed. Duller, deeper, like something beneath it. A few days later, they decided to check. They moved a rug, then a loose wooden panel, and underneath, they found it. A door. Not a normal basement door. This one was sealed shut with thick wooden planks, nailed across it from the outside. No handle, no visible lock, just sealed. Rebecca didn't like it. Why would someone seal a basement from the outside? She asked. Daniel didn't answer, because he didn't know either. That night, the noises came back. Louder, clearer. This time, it sounded like movement from below. The next day, they made a decision. They were going to open it. It took hours, removing nails, breaking wood, forcing the planks apart. And when the last piece came loose, the door creaked open, slowly, releasing a smell that hit instantly. Damp, rotting, old, like something had been trapped there for years. Daniel turned on his flashlight and stepped down. The basement wasn't normal. The walls weren't bare. They were covered. Symbols. Dozens of them. Scratched, carved, drawn, layered over each other like someone had been trying to say something, over and over again. In one corner, they found a table. Old, dust-covered, and on it, a tape recorder. There were multiple tapes, labeled by hand. Dates going back decades. Daniel pressed play. At first, nothing. Just static. Then, a voice. Whispering. Too quiet to understand. Rebecca froze. Do you hear that? He nodded. But something felt wrong. Because the voice didn't sound recorded. It sounded close. They stopped the tape, and the basement went silent. Too silent. Then, Daniel noticed something else. The walls. The symbols weren't random. Some of them were repeated, over and over and over. And in the far corner, there was something carved deeper than the rest. Words. Do not open. Now, there are explanations. Maybe the previous owner had mental issues. Maybe it was some kind of ritualistic obsession. The recordings could be old experiments. The symbols, meaningless patterns. But one detail doesn't fit. The police later confirmed something strange. There were no records of renovations, no permits, no documentation of a basement being sealed. Which means it wasn't officially closed. Someone chose to seal it and never tell anyone. That night changed everything. Rebecca couldn't sleep. She said she felt watched, not in the house, but from below. Daniel tried to stay rational, but even he admitted something felt wrong. Heavy, like the air itself had changed. Then came the sounds again, but this time not distant, closer, like something had moved upstairs. At 3:17 a.m., Rebecca woke up. She heard footsteps, slow, dragging, coming from the hallway. She nudged Daniel. "Do you hear that?" The footsteps stopped right outside their door. Silence. Then a soft knock 3 times. Daniel opened the door. Nothing. But the hallway floor was wet, and the panel they had removed earlier was open again. They left the house the next morning. Didn't pack, didn't explain, just left. The house is still there, empty. The basement is sealed again. No one knows who sealed it or when. And the recordings, they were never recovered. But one detail remains. A neighbor recorded something strange. Some nights, they still hear it. Not from the house, but from beneath it. Some doors are sealed for a reason, and sometimes opening them doesn't reveal the truth. It releases something that was never meant to be free.
Tonight's journey has ended, but the shadow remains. If the story made you look twice into the darkness of your own room, hit the like button and subscribe to join the circle of our listeners. I'm the Sightless Storyteller. Until next time, keep your ears open and stay in the light.